up, everybody? Let's get it.
What's up, dirty dogs?
Today I rise to speak on items 7 and 8, which are related to two motions I introduced to help protect public health and advance environmental justice in land use and development across Los Angeles. Item 7 addresses a dangerous gap in how the city handles permitting and remediation on contaminated land, also known as brownfield sites. These often vacant properties previously used for industrial or commercial purposes may still contain hazardous substances in the soil or ground. Many of these sites are near homes, schools, and parks, particularly in working-class neighborhoods and communities of color that have long suffered from environmental injustice.
Huge jug of milk.
Despite the risks, there are gaps in the city's permitting process that allow for unchecked development on these sites. The motion before you aims to close these gaps by calling for a formal clearance process in coordination with relevant county, state, and federal agencies, such as the Department of Toxic Substances, before issuing any permits. Updating city databases like ZEMAs to identify brownfield sites and making sure environmental reviews are triggered early on in the entitlement process. Assessing the city's role in remediating city-owned brownfield sites and recommendations to improve or streamline these efforts, including community engagement strategies. I want to thank my colleagues, Councilmember Price and Harris-Dawson, for seconding this motion.
Fucked up, Bill.
Item 8
you guys are
addresses
roasted
the
right in,
redevelopment
huh?
on and around oil wells. More than 5,000 active, idle, and abandoned wells are scattered across the city, putting over 1.7 million residents at risk from methane leaks, benzene exposure, and oil spills. Benzene exposures and oil spills. This motion calls for a report with recommendations to improve the city's regulation of oil well redevelopment, including assessing current enforcement practices and identifying gaps, establishing land use and remediation standards for properties, proposing methane monitoring and reporting requirements, updating ZEMAs with advisory notices and safety information, implementing accountability measures for developers and property owners.
The fun will be here soon enough. There's at least a few there, 3-inch shrimps there.
I want to thank my colleagues, Councilmember McCosker and Councilmember Blumenfield, for seconding this motion. I also want to thank all the community members and environmental justice advocates who have been relentless in their fight to undo the harms of the oil industry on our communities. For example, Stand LA, Esperanza Community Housing, Vista Hermosa Community Group, and the Lincoln Heights Coalition.
Thank you, Sandwich.
These motions aim to protect Angelinos. These gaps are real and have a direct impact on those we serve. They manifest in the soil beneath proposed truck depot projects, in the air quality near school playgrounds, and in whether our constituents can trust that this body is doing its due diligence to protect the health and well-being of our families. Colleagues, I ask for your support on both of these motions. Thank you. Thank you, Council President.
Hopefully
Thank you so
die
much,
from
Councilmember
someone rolling
Hernandez.
over
Seeing
on
no
him.
other comments on these items, let's open
Shell?
up the roll on items 7 and 8.
What's up, Sarah?
Let's close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
It's going to be
Mr.
frozen in
President,
the
the council may
carbonite.
now consider item 11, called special by
a
Councilmember
lot of
Blumenfield
carbonite
for
up
comments.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
I am on YouTube,
I wanted
Dab.
to highlight this resolution in support of SB 279, which seeks
Here's the link,
to
Dab,
help
if you
cities
want
like
a
ours
link to all
better
the
deal
other
with waste
pages. It's
generated
right
by
there on the link
organic
tree.
material. By improving composting regulations, we can massively reduce heat by tackling GHG emissions and getting to the goals set by the states, as they did through
me
SB
composting at
1383,
home
for example.
is going to make
Not
a
only is
difference to the
composting
environment.
better for the
like
environment,
that. Got it.
Believe it or not, for example, 20% of the U.S. of California's methane emissions comes actually from our own landfills. But now with these heat waves, like we've experienced this weekend, it's more obvious that we have to do more. Methane gas is a potent GHG gas that is 84 times harsher for our planet than carbon dioxide. It's just another heat driver that we don't need. Working on the climate is not only the right thing for us to keep doing, but we need to make sure the state is helping us, cutting red tape and working with large players like LA.
Let me guess, we're going to have a new compost bin that we're going to be required to pay $50 a month for.
Heat is out of control.
Let me guess.
We experienced that this week.
We can drum up more money.
Let's do our part and support efforts
It was
like
a
this
hot
bill to
week
cut
this
down
week.
our own
Wow,
emissions
summer's coming.
and
It
keep
usually
LA
does
cool.
get hot, Bob. I know you're a
Supporting
fucking
the passage of
moron,
this
Bob,
bill
but it
will
gets
help
hot in
Los
summertime.
Angeles,
That's what
so we
happens
won't be left
here in
holding the bag
California.
for statewide regulations. It gives us the structure and support we need to improve the rollout of our compost and waste programs. And when we work from a clear statewide playbook,
Right, Herdy?
it's not just good policy,
Idiot.
it's smart governing. So, colleagues, I
That's why
urge
it's hard for me to
support
listen to
of
these
this
idiots.
motion, of this resolution
They're just
supporting
dumb
the Senate bill.
cucks
Thank you.
who get a script
Thank you
every
so much,
morning
Mr.
from their
Blumenfield.
leaders.
Let's open the roll on this item.
That's why you have
Close
those.
the roll, tabulate.
That's why you have those people that are clipping news clips, and it's 17 different fucking people, maybe 70, all saying the same thing verbatim. That's it. They just get their Democrat script, their fucking little mask, their stupid nose ring, and the purple hair fucking dye, and they're ready to go. Here's your talking points.
Providing public comment. When it's your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total
Democrats
for the
are
items
truly low
open for
IQ.
public
They
comment.
really are stupid,
When speaking on
moldable
the agenda
idiots.
items, you
They're
must
voter
be on
based.
topic.
The
Our goal is
politicians
to get through as
themselves.
many speakers as we can.
They're just
if you
that
are not
way.
on topic, or if we
They're
cannot
not
tell
just,
whether
hey,
you're
wait
on
a minute,
topic,
that just
you will
doesn't
get
sound
one
right to me.
brief warning from
All
me
I got to
or the
do is
council
wash
president.
my hands and stay
At that
home, and
point,
I'll be
you
fine.
need to get immediately and
Okay.
clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the
Thank
rest
you,
of your
Job.
speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items
just
number 1
stupidity
through
at the
3
highest level.
and items 16 through 30.
In fact,
so again, the
me being the moron that I am, the low IQ idiot, 70 IQ kind of guy, it makes me feel smart to be around these people. It really does.
also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any
What's
of
up,
the
Salty?
items or anything else in the city's
How are
subject
you?
matter jurisdiction. We will tell
Bad
you when
hair
your
day
time
for
is
him?
up.
He was asleep in
I
his
have
Prius
a couple
in the
more
back.
announcements. If I could have the interpreters make
Oh, look
this
at that
first
thing
one to
back
the
there.
room, please. If
like
you
a wave
require
going
a
on his
Spanish
head.
language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences
course
so
he
the
is,
interpreters
Tiberius.
can interpret.
Si usted requiere
Thank
de
you, Joe.
interpretación en español, por favor le pedimos que haga una pausa
like
entre sus
Khan
frases para que el
from King
traductor
of the
pueda
Hill. I don't know
interpretar
who-
sus,
I don't know
su
who that
diálogo.
is, Joe. Never
Don't
seen
worry,
King
we
of the
will
Hill.
hold your
one-
time while the
one
interpreters
episode.
are interpreting, so you will
I mean,
get
I
the
know
same
what
amount
it
of time
is.
as
I just
everyone
never
else.
watched
Thank
that
you.
show.
No se preocupe porque el tiempo de interpretación se le va a pausar de tal manera
Is that
que usted
Mr.
va a tener
Herman
el
in the
mismo
red
tiempo de
sitting over there?
interpretación que todos los demás.
Look at the guy in the
Gracias.
red shirt over there. Is that
Finally,
Mr. Herman?
The
Looks like
selection of speakers is at random, so in order to help us run an efficient public comment period,
Random.
I would ask the following: that you please wait until you hear your name called out from one of the staffers before lining up. So once you hear your
IDF?
name called or the name that you signed up under called, you can feel free to line up in any order on your left-hand side of the council chambers. Thank you.
He's Laos.
I will now call names to come up and
From
speak.
Laos.
Michael Wu, Harriet Elliott,
Oh, Laser
Jacob Montag.
All right, so we got Laser Lady, we got Audit LA, we got 3-inch Shrimp, we got and the under over today is 5, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, that is Mr. Herman in the red. Look at him. Look at him. That is Mr. Herman. So we got Mr. Herman. It's good to see a lot of regulars in here. Hopefully Spindler's there today. Maybe he's out back taking a piss. I don't know. That looks like Rob Kwan, who just walked in.
Harriet
the
Elliott,
back-
I signed up to speak
What-
for 6. However, I see you voted on it already.
Correct. So,
Okay.
but you can speak to it during general public comment if you'd like. So, are there any other ines you'd like to speak to? Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go
By
ahead.
the way, I liked Blumenthal and I liked Eunice's speaking today. I'm glad that we like to hear all of this background of science. We appreciate it.
No, not
Anyway,
really. but okay.
I came here to talk about Renee Pittman's 7th book. I was such a fan of Renee, I did not believe that she believes in psychic.
Me too.
And I was so stupid about this.
Me too.
Like most religious people, they believe in psychic phenomena, okay? I let it go when I read a book of hers where she's justifying the CIA when page out, it's about more than half the book. And I just still couldn't believe it. But that's her problem. The last part of this talks about old people's fading memories, and she doesn't mention Edom, which is erasure of memories. It's all throughout Robert Duncan. If you read Robert Duncan, he's a NATO scientist, secular. He doesn't keep stressing it like I do. He is an atheist. He doesn't say it.
Speaker, your time
Love
has
her.
expired. Next speaker.
That's Rob Kwan coming up. Shout out to Rob Kwan.
Morning, Groot.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I'd like to speak
Thank you,
on
Matthew.
21 and general comment.
Okay.
And for the record, I signed up as Michael Wu.
So you have 1 minute for the
Michael
item
Wu.
and 1 minute for general.
See,
Go ahead.
even Rob has
A
to
great
sign up
council
with a
member you
different
should
name.
all emulate. This is item 21 is on Hapa Day, and if you didn't know, I am Hapa. I am half white, half Asian, Chinese and Indian specifically, and I would really rather just be a nerdy ass Hapa, focused on things like charter reform, but instead I have to be an impatient, annoying Hapa. Been forced to be a chaos agent because Karen doesn't care about Hapas, unless maybe they're donors. And this is all just on the theme of this city hall being both broke and broken. And I'm going to just turn to my general public comment for this because this is all captured in a little mailer that went out for Karen, our MIA mayor, highlighting her inaction. And it went largely to her donors. Just got to cause some chaos. This is hitting mailboxes today, and funny enough, see that Karen has finally made some appointments. We are halfway there. Happy to see that, but we got 2 to go, and we still need to see the council get moving because for you to get this commission off the ground before the July recess, those appointments need to be in this week, and they need to be confirmed next week. So I hope there is a come to Jesus moment, and I don't have to be like this. And maybe I can focus on Ugo and Unisys instead. But until then, I will be focused on this. And maybe those appointments will come today. If they don't, gonna start dropping some digital ads. If they do, maybe I'll wait till next week. You're just gonna leave me waiting, apparently.
Next speaker.
I like Rob. Never says
I'd like
never
to
not
call
one
up more
time.
names. Roma
Smart.
Eisenstark,
He gives a
3
shit.
Duarte, Rob Kwan.
That's him.
Good morning. Which
He
items?
signed
would you
up
like to
as 2
speak to?
days. Michael Wu and Rob Kwan.
Okay, so
That way
items
he
7 and 8
can
are not open for public comment, but you can speak to them during general. And
Oh.
feel free to move the microphone.
I love how
up
they
if
get
you need
around
to.
the
Go ahead.
randomizer.
Hello, my name is Jacob Montag. I'm an LA resident. I'm also a member of Sunrise LA. I'm here to thank council for your support of items 7 and 8. I support these items because I am deeply concerned about the impact of living near oil fields.
Oh, the
and
crazy
brownfield
guys
sites
over there
having
next to
on my
Herman.
health and the health of our community. Nearly 2 million Angelinos live near these toxic sites, exposing them to dangerous chemicals like benzene and methane, which are linked to respiratory illnesses, cancers, and other chronic illnesses. These detrimental effects disproportionately impact low-income and minority communities, further deepening the crisis of inequality. Unchecked development on or near uncapped oil wells aggravates an existing public health crisis by exposing residents to toxic hazards and worsening the housing crisis by allowing unsafe, short-sighted construction that will likely be unlivable in the long term. Once again, I want to thank you for passing items 7 and 8 because that's an important first step to a more well-balanced approach to public safety that I hope will be reflected in the upcoming budget negotiations. Thank you.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next speaker.
I must have called Mr. Herman's
Good morning.
alternative
Which
name.
items would you like to speak to?
He's in line.
I'd like to speak on 7 and 8.
So you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Roma Eisenstark. I'm a member of Sunrise LA. And I'm here to support items 7 and 8 because there are nearly 5,000 uncapped oil wells across Los Angeles, which pose an unacceptable risk to 2 million people. These wells cause respiratory illnesses, strokes, cancers, and serious chronic illnesses. We cannot just ignore this. We need to clean up our mess.
You've been ignoring it for
we
years.
need to think about
For
how
decades.
these health effects, these health
Decades they've been
costs
there.
affect healthcare costs, not to mention the moral costs and damage to our communities.
What's up, Richard?
These wells are not
Good
even
morning.
in use, but they are still poisoning our citizens. And you have the opportunity to rectify this today. Thank you.
Those oil fields have been there forever. And I mean literally like 100, they're 100 years old oil field. So now all of a sudden
I'd
we're
like
talking
to call
about
up
them,
more
huh?
names.
Got it.
Laura Esquivel, Jovan Houston, George
Look at Mr.
Mazzetti.
Herman hitting on those chicks. Get it, dog.
All right.
I would have done the same thing.
I'd like to speak
Good morning.
on
So you
all
have
items
3
and
minutes for the
non-agenda
items and
public
1 minute
comment,
for general
please.
public comment. Before you begin, don't start his
Yes,
time
sir,
yet.
I wanna
So
speak.
hold on. It's not your time yet. So
Okay,
I need
thank
to
you.
make an announcement to the room. So to everybody who is new here or to people who've been here before, just as an FYI, expect that we will hear some offensive, potentially very offensive things over the next 4 minutes. We appreciate your patience during this time. Mr. Herman is allowed
Christy.
to speak if you would like, because the Brown Act does not
morning.
require you, the audience members, to listen. You can pop in your headphones if you'd like. You can go for a short
We could just
4-minute
listen to
walk
him.
and go look at the rotunda.
We could just
You
listen
can
to him. We've
also
wasted
stick
2
your
minutes
fingers in
now.
your ears if you would prefer to do so. We will listen to his public comment, but you do not have to. So
You
again,
know,
we
Grow,
appreciate your
we can
patience.
get a whole
The
nother
fastest way
speaker
to get
if you
through
didn't
this
have to say
is to
that.
just
They're adults.
Let him use his time.
I mean,
and
I
then
get
we'll
it. You
move
have
on
to
the
coddle
next.
the stupid Democrats that are
Mr.
dumb
Herman?
and low IQ idiots.
Go ahead. You have
the
3
little
minutes for the
beggar
items and
idiots
1 minute for
that
general.
have like
Well,
half-formed
sir,
brains.
Thank you
I
for
get
the
that.
prior restraints and impermissible California Constitution of my
This is
civil
not on the
rights
agenda. You are
violations.
welcome to talk to it during general
Yeah, I'm
public comment.
talking about the Sakura Market located on East Cesar E. Chavez. Like, really, Mr. Wardo, we need more alcohol in our community where Latinos and minorities are under constant attack by the police. Fuck the police. Niggas with attitude come into my community threatening to arrest me for drinking a 40 just because, again, alcohol beverages. No, that needs to stop.
They are
And you, Mr. Attorney, stop violating my civil rights. I have a right to drink
again-
a 40 anytime I want. Smoking, scam. Now into item number 2, Azo. Where's the MIA mayor? Where is she at? Let's put her on record for the finance of construction for multifamily housing. Judge Carter couldn't do it.
Thank you,
in
757.
Brentwood.
What up?
You see the shirt I'm wearing, Smoking Scan? Retired. And I'm talking about the bonds and the bond abuse by Los Angeles and the meaning of the bonds by the mayor
Yes,
who
tonight.
continues to rip off the public.
757, yes.
You idiot taxpayers keep following these instructions of these moron, idiot, incompetent, incoherent assos. For what reason? Look at Mr. Price has to recuse himself because his wife is on a family issue on family housing development, right, Mr. Groot? That has to do with the approval of the mayor. So as far as I'm concerned, we're all fucked. Get a job, get 3 jobs because your rent's going up and you'll never buy a fucking house in Los Angeles as long as these conditions and rules of the prior restraints by this bonehead attorney and that baldhead fool up there, you, Dawson.
So I would ask you politely to stay on the
Yeah,
agenda.
now going
you
to
refuse
item
to do
number
so
3,
after
asshole.
2 separate
You're
requests.
interrupting my
so I'm going to move you to
motherfucking
general
time,
public comment. You know the
bitch.
rules. You have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
A moment of silence, please.
So you're welcome to be silent if you'd like, but you are to address this body, not the audience.
Items 16, items 16 through 30, jackass. I'm in opposition. I oppose. Go Trump, go Trump. Fuck Los Angeles, Trump. Fuck Brentwood. Fuck those assholes who continue to put VAs and anyone who's missing in action on a goddamn street without the appropriate housing, you morons. You're idiots. You're all a bunch of idiots, and that's a fact. And if you don't like it, bald head, too bad. Look at here, item 30, CD8, Navigation Center, Council District 8, for the record and politely, 42 C 1983, fuck you. Now,
Next speaker. Mr. Herman, your time has expired. Next speaker. You forfeited the rest of your time on the
No, he
items
never
because you refused
forfeited.
to listen to the instructions to stay on topic. So
Communist.
at this point, you are disrupting
See?
the meeting. You need
Communist.
to leave the podium so we can continue with this meeting. This is your
Should've
first
just
and
stayed in
only
your country
formal
and been a
warning.
commie.
We cannot continue with public comment until you vacate the podium.
Could have been a commie there, Grote. Instead, you're a commie here. Let's get the next stupid Democrat beggar in here, please. I need more money. I have many kids.
Which
I
items
have
would
no
you like
money.
to speak to?
Please.
Comentario público. General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Thank you
Go ahead.
again,
Tiene un minuto,
757.
adelante.
We'll see you tonight.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Laura Esquivel y soy trabajadora del aeropuerto por 24 años.
Good morning. My name is Laura Esquivel, and I've been working at LAX for 24 years.
Llegué a este país hace 34 años
I arrived to this nation 34 years ago.
y desde que llegué aquí yo he vivido para trabajar.
Since my arrival, I've been working for living.
Pero ahora lo que necesito es trabajar para poder vivir.
But now I need to work to be able to live.
Como ustedes saben, nosotros estamos aquí porque queremos un salario digno.
As you know, we are here because we are asking for a worth wages
Y una mejor cobertura médica para nosotros y nuestras familias.
and a better health insurance for us and for our families.
Yo tengo una necesidad económica que es para mi hija que tengo que llevar al
What up, Dirty
dentista.
Dub?
I have a special financial need because I have to take my daughter to the dentist.
Lo que quiero que sepan es que me es muy difícil no poder dar este pago cada mes, pero es necesario, es la salud de mi hija.
I want you to know that it's very difficult for me to make this payment every month, but it is needed for the health of my daughter.
Tengo que ver si pago, como o pago mi renta.
I have to decide between paying, eating, or paying the rent.
Por favor, no demoren más.
Please do not delay this anymore.
I think they're talking about the Olympic wage. This
Speaker, your time has
wage
expired.
hike they're supposed to
Señora, ya
get
su tiempo
because of the
terminó.
Olympics.
And if I could have the interpreters make this announcement to the room as well. So if you run out of time or if you have additional public comment that you would like to provide,
I'm telling you, Tex, the
Sí,
same shit
en
over and
español,
over.
si usted
It's a
se
broken
le termina
record.
su tiempo o tiene comentarios adicionales para proveer, para dar,
you can do so
all the
in
people
writing
that
at
vote for him
lacouncilcomment.com.
puede presentarlo por escrito en
You
lacouncilcomment.com.
can hate me all you want, but that's honest
And if
fact.
you need that URL,
Where do you
you can
see all the
actually find
maggot
it at the
people
top of every
asking
agenda
for anything?
right here.
Si usted necesita tener la dirección de internet, puede encontrarlo en la parte superior
I mean,
de
Herman's
la
MAGA.
agenda.
You can
Thank
tell
you.
he is.
Gracias.
He likes Donald Trump.
Good morning.
You can
Which
tell.
items would
Doesn't
you like to
ask for
speak
nothing.
to?
General
Just give
comment.
him shit.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Tells them what kind of
Hi,
shit
my
they
name
are.
is Javon Houston. I'm a member of SCIU and an airport worker. Tomorrow will be a culmination of 2 years of hard work that myself and my team have did at airport workers. Airport workers and hotel workers need an Olympic wage and health care now without
Hi,
amendments.
Francine.
Corporations and business owners will always be here, but you need to side with airport workers and tourism workers and the people that run LA and LAX. Side with them. Side with working class people in Los Angeles. We need this. We need health care. We need a living wage so we can take care of our families. Please, I ask you, do what's right. Do what's right for single parents. Do what's right for struggling families. Thank you.
That's it, Christy. That's it. People hate me for pointing out the truth, but it is absolutely the
I'd
truth.
like to call up more names. Alex McLemming, Byron Jose, Jason Reedy.
I'm good, Christy. How are you?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
For LAX mayor?
Yes, hi. I would like
Mayor of the airport.
general and all items, and I'll walk you through. If I
Okay.
could start with general first, please, and
So-
then work to multiple.
We're going to treat everybody equally. So
isn't
you
that
have
Audit
3 minutes
LA's
for the
friend?
items. I'm going
I
to
think
ask
it
that you
is.
do the items first. Then
Items
you'll
first?
have 1 minute for general. Yes, items first. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I think that's Audit's friend.
Ready?
This guy.
All right.
ahead.
So I'll start with the items first. On item number 2, it's regarding a housing bond. One of the things that's most interesting about housing bonds is that I don't see written out here, also on the attachments, when you use bonds, you're supposed to state the method of payment as it relates to the bond. Interestingly enough, COVID money has actually been used where, how is that related to a housing bond? A housing bond, you're supposed to state where it comes from. COVID money, which is supposed to be really used for PPP loans and small business relief, is not a housing bond. How can you possibly allocate money from another program? That is called textbook fraud. That is textbook fraud. That same PPP money has also been used to imprison people. How are you using non-disclosed public funds, which the publishers did not agree to use for housing-related matters, but are you being used by other programs? Moving on to agenda item number 3.
Thank you, Green Thumb.
We have yet another housing bond. Housing bonds, just like any other government bond, you're supposed to state the method of payment. The method of payment must also be agreed upon by the public. This is textbook fraud when you're using things like PPP loans and you're handing it off to nonprofits doing your dirty work.
Federal fraud.
That is textbook fraud. Moving on to 30. We have yet another housing bond. If you're following along, City Attorney, when you're using housing bonds, what are you supposed to do? When you're using bonds, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to disclose the method of payment publicly. And does it line up with what the public agreed upon, or does it not? And repeatedly, what's been happening? It's not been lining up. That is textbook fraud. Repeat it with me. F-R-A-U-D, fraud. That is fraud. That's what's happening with these bonds.
You spelled it right. They don't know how to spell the word fraud, so
investigate
don't expect
all the
them
money
to
that's
follow
being
here.
funneled.
It's
I'm
Fruad.
not an idiot. I might have come to previous meetings looking like an idiot, but I guarantee you I am far from it. When you use bonds, say it again with me. You're supposed to disclose the method of payment. I know you're laughing because it's true, and that's not been the case. The money that's been agreed upon by the public for use is not being used by that. That's fraud. Shout out to Smoke and Scan, and that's fraud. The lesson of the day is when you use government bonds, you're supposed to state the method of payment. And when you don't use the money that was agreed upon for that specific purpose, that's
fraud.
Fraud.
Hold on.
Moving on to general public comment.
You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much, City Attorney. I beat my case against Heidi Soto. I confronted her in public at the Sherman Oaks Homeowners Association. She didn't know what my face looks like, and I bet you she does now. And I asked her about my case. She admitted on a fucking public recording that she knew my case was frivolous, and that's why I destroyed that case in court. Holy shit. It was admitted through discovery that she colluded with Scientology to continue to prosecute me, knowing it was always frivolous, admitted it on a fucking public recording, and your own deputy trial prosecutor, Ethan Green, fucking said, holy shit, why is this case ever even in court? I'm the first activist in this whole year-and-a-half shit show to beat a fucking case against City Attorney Heidi Soto. The first guy, no convictions, no fines, no criminal history. Get fucked. I beat that case. And I'm holding City Attorney Heidi Soto accountable for that shit. Remember this fucking day. Thank you.
Get that money, kid. Get that fucking money, kid. Hopefully you'll get another
as
nice
we're waiting
suit.
for the next speaker to come up,
We'll
just
spend
out of
$5
politeness
grand
to
on
the
another
speakers at
nice
the podium,
suit.
I'd ask that
Say
please
thanks for the
hold your
suit,
applause
idiots.
until after the speakers are finished. Thank you.
Thank you for
Good
the
morning.
shout-out,
Which
sir.
items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Alex McIlvain. I'm here representing ACT LA. We are a coalition of 49 community organizations from around LA County focused at the intersection of housing and transit issues. Everything we've done over our organization coalition's tenure, from Measure J to Measure ULA just recently, has been done in partnership with labor, because we all know that there's no future Los Angeles worth building that isn't built primarily for the benefit of the working people that power it, that build it, that make the city go. We stand with workers in support of a living wage, and we're looking forward to tomorrow's vote. On an Olympic wage, and we're looking forward to tomorrow's vote. These games were approved with significant assurances around the broad-based benefits to all Angelenos, And tomorrow you'll have the opportunity to make good on that promise, and I'm looking forward to doing so. Thank you.
Including myself. If all Angelinos, that's including me. So I hope I'm getting an Olympic wage for allowing it to be in my city.
People. Reverend Gary Williams, Maria Rubio, Andres Salazar.
3-inch shrimp, baby.
Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
What's up, my homie? What's up, dog? Let's start with item number 22. This is talking about the Koreatown Youth and Community Center. And then I have a really concern about this because I heard so many requests that our Korean youth, they want to have access to free transgender surgery. However, the council president and our city attorney, because both of you are black, continue to deny the Korean youth and the Korean community to access free of charge gender switching surgery. So this is very concerning because I'm aware that a city attorney and then a council president, they always provide free gender change surgery to Latinos and blacks, but why not Koreans? This is very racist. Now, let's move on to item number 23. What's up, my homie? What's up, dog? Number 23 is about Los Angeles Police Foundation for Public Safety and Enhancement. Yes, definitely. I'm here to support with our LAPD 24-inch Sergeant Duarte. We need more police on the street. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Beverly Grove neighborhood. It doesn't matter you're talking about Figueroa neighborhood. It doesn't matter you're talking about Toilet neighborhood. We need more cops. We need more Sergeant Duarte. We need more 24 inches on the street. We need to take down those gangbangers. We need to take down those cartels. We need to take down those illegal attorneys like our council president attorney. Now let's move on to item number 25. Item 25 is about a homeless strategy committee and trying to contract with HRNA advisor. I want to ask our city attorney, how dare you? You really have some balls to ask for more money for homeless services. You spend $500 million, and then during the homeless audit report, none of you, no council member, no mayor, no city attorney can tell the public where did the money go. And then you want more money for homeless, city attorney, you really have some big 24 inches balls to ask more money for homeless services. Now let's move on to item number 29. 29 is about, again, city attorney, you have some big balls. You want to make sure, take the money from Bureau of Sanitation and then to transfer the money to the city attorney's office. So you are saying that in the future, we see poo, we see pee on the street. We no longer have Bureau of Sanitation services to clean our street. And then somehow those millions of dollars transfer to city attorney's office so you can provide gender changing surgery for black and Hispanic Latino for all those illegal homeless services. I really love your 24-inch big balls down there so you can ask for this agenda to begin with. Now let's move on to our general public comment. For the general public comment, I want to ask our public that let's not about our council member Spindler, and then we will continue to fight against the corruption of the city. We will continue to fight against the illegal practices by the city attorney, by the council president, by the illegal Hamas supporter Blue Mandingo's office. We have to make sure we're going to restore law and order in the city of LA. You commit a crime, you are going to jail. Period. There's no other way around it. Who is going to restore law and order? Councilmember Spindler. Who is going to make sure that every crime have consequences? That's Councilmember Spindler. Who has someone who has zero record of corruption? Who has zero record accepting bribe money? That's our Councilmember Spindler. So everyone in the smoking scan community, anyone living in Council District 1, let's vote for Councilmember Spindler. Let's take down Hernandez. Take down Hernandez.
Let's go. Shout out to 3-inch Shrimp. Thank you for the shout out. And I'm voting Spindler. Hopefully you all vote Spindler and get Hernandez out of there.
Good morning. Which
items
would you like to speak to?
General comments, please.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm Reverend Gary Bernard Williams. I'm the pastor of St. Mark, LA, a United Methodist congregation in the 8th District. And I'm here today. My church, let me say my church. First of all, we have a motto. Since we're the church in the heart of the community with the community at heart. I'm here today as somebody that grew up in a union household. I'm here today to support this vote for tomorrow on the tourist Olympic wage. I'm here as a moral and spiritual leader in my community. We're asking for a yes vote without any further delays, without any more add-ons. We need this passed on tomorrow. I'm here with these workers. For 2 years, they've been trying to get this thing through, and tomorrow is the big day. So I'm asking the city council to do the right thing and vote for this tomorrow without any further delays. I thank you, and I pray that tomorrow we will get a victory. Amen.
And get the donation plate around on that side.
The wrath of God will strike you down.
Pastor needs a new caddy. Got that old ass CTS.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
He need the V.
Buenos días. ¿De qué puntos le gustaría hablar?
Sí. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es María Rubio.
Good afternoon. My name is Maria Rubio.
Trabajo en Flying Food.
I work at Flying Foods.
Yo gano 20.73 la hora.
I make
No me alcanza para salir
$20.73 per
adelante.
hour. That's not enough for me to move forward.
Les pedimos que...
¿Bajar el micrófono?
Who's talking?
Gracias.
Oh, sí.
Si puede acercarse al micrófono, por favor.
Le pedimos que mañana digan sí al sueldo olímpico.
I ask you for you to tomorrow say yes to the Olympic wage.
A mis 72 años no puedo retirarme con lo que gano. No puedo
I'm
pagar mi renta.
72 years old and I cannot retire with what I'm earning.
Y pago mi carro.
I can't afford rent and I
Las
also have to pay
compañías
for my
hacen
car.
mucho dinero y necesitamos un pedazo para seguir adelante.
The companies make a lot of money and we need a piece of that to move forward.
Sí. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Byron Jose, item 23
Back
and
off the mic,
25,
Jose.
and general public comment. Item 23, if only we were the Los Angeles Police Foundation, then certain offices would prioritize making sure that your discretionary funds are going to save the lives of our communities. Thank you, Officer Park, for walking away. To make sure that we are investing in the lives of our communities and not just continue to fund discretionary funds time and time again, in addition to the city's 47% of its budget, now 49% of its budget going to the police department. It is now getting transferred to that foundation, and we have no accountability where the money is going. Even when it's being administered by the LAPD, we still have no accountability where that money is going. So if only the lives of transgender, expensive, and intersex people were as important as the LAPD and public safety and beautification. Item 25. Again, the city lost funding through LASA, so instead of continue to fund yet again another report, pay consultants to continue to come up with graphics and things for you to show. Instead, we should be listening to community-led based response models, ensuring that there is prevention for housing, for homelessness, so such as a housing subsidy, or such as funding, again, for the lives and cares of our people, of transgender, expansive, and intersex communities. During 2020, the Latino Coalition worked with the state legislature to pass AB 2218. When we asked the state legislature to fund our communities, they established $13 million from a general fund. Last year, along asking you this city council, we worked with the LA County Board of Supervisors to pass TGI Wellness and Equity Motion, establishing $7 million from its net county costs from a locally generated revenue. Both the state nor the county did not defer us to a federal government that is actively attacking and erasing our people. The state and the the county stepped up and used its general funds to ensure that
1 minute for general public comment.
ensuring that our people's lives are being funded. They did not say, go explore general funding. They did not pass the buck down. So this is the time for us. We're asking our local city leaders to ensure that you are stepping up to ensure that you're funding the care and opportunity for our people. So that means that working with the mayors for the GCP, the race and gender and race data collection, that is work that the Talentina Coalition has done with the county. That is work that is funds that you can use to ensure that you're funding the lives of our people, not just criminalizing to fund.
All right.
Shut your mouth, SA.
Don't do it. Are you going to get out and run now? Of course they're going to get out and stop right now. You fucking punks. See, I would have done all that stuff. God damn it. Fucking moron burglary suspects in Southgate. Fucking just take care of them. Threw the keys out so we know he ain't going anywhere else. Shout out to the professor. This is his shot. God dang professor. Yeah, it's weak. Second they... I jinxed it. I shouldn't have just stayed with the fucking LA City Council. Otherwise, bro, whose mom's pulling up in the minivan? Bro, are they rolling? Dude, they're rolling minivans right now. Look at the lights. Look at the lights. Holy shit. So all you dumb fucks that are in your car smoking weed or doing the nitrous balloons and you think, oh, I don't see no cops. I'm good. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Maybe that minivan you think is just a minivan next to you is actually the cops in plain clothes with strobing lights on a fucking minivan that's completely unmarked. Huh? And you're worried about the CHP and their new cars, huh? Think it's ICE? Oh, man, it'd be awesome if it's ICE. Oh, hopefully it is, man. Take them straight from the car out of the country. It'd be fucking great. It would be fucking great. We should start scooping up the motherfuckers who aren't deportable and throw these motherfuckers in Alcatraz like they said. Make Alcatraz live again. Couple little boats outside they can't swim out nowhere. Shoot on sight if they climb the fence. Keep them in Alcatraz. I'm down. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, man, I don't know why they're not getting out of the car. One would assume they would. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're telling them not to get out of the car. Don't know. Let me see if I can catch the radio a little here. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Magatraz? I don't care what you call it. Call it what the fuck you want. Good to see the streets cleaned up.
77-110, we have a 3002 Carson just west of...
Get back in that goddamn car.
Pick up your keys and get in the car.
579, I think the vehicle's going to be a black Chevrolet Blazer. Our piece of advice...
Yes, it was burglary suspects, apparently. Look at that Honda. Look at that minivan. Look at them. Bro, look. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay? Do you see the Honda Pilot with the lights up top? I know you see it, because I'm looking at it. Do you see the Toyota Sienna with the lights in the grill? Huh? Huh? Be honest, motherfuckers. I don't care. We're in Arkansas. We put them at 192. Y'all have minivans in Arkansas? Holy smokes. I ain't never seen that shit. Let's just take care of this. Be done. Oh, come on. Come on. God dang it. Okay, they are staying with it. Thank you.
Lancaster 111 going code 6, 3238 West Avenue L.
second chase? Antelope Valley going on right now? All dressed in black, all of them. All dressed in black. Bro came to work in shorts today. They both did. Look at that. Oh, come on. Come on. God damn it. God damn it. Fucking sucks. Hold on, guys. I'll get to it. Just give me a sec. God dang it. I hate when they do that, dude. Like, you got all these other feeds, man. Come on, Channel 7. Let's go to 4. You ain't even allowing them to play it, man. Come on, man. You pay Marcel all that money. Let him show his shit. We don't care about going to the... What's going on in the newsroom. Show Marcel shit. All in black. Every last one of them. All hooded up. On a hot summer. I gotta tell you, it was literally like 100 yesterday. Not shocked. There's my not shocked face. Maybe they were running from oppression. Did you ever think about that? Yeah, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they'll be staying in the country, unfortunately. No Dukes here. No, no, no. Apparently they were running for a little bit. It just took a while for the news to catch them. I didn't even get my alert until you said it, and I went and looked. I still haven't got my alert on my phone for a chase. Oh, my bad. I did get 7, but that was like 2 minutes ago. We'd already been here. Purchased a gun. Oh, another one, and they're all in black. Wouldn't you know it? They're all dressed exactly the same, so you couldn't tell which one is which. Makes a lot of sense. They all got hoods on a nice, bright, hot, sunny day that the cops are even wearing shorts. Makes sense. Look at the pickup truck now. Do you see the pickup truck? The Ford F-150 all the way at the end? Under the O and the K in smoke? Look at that one. That's a Tundra. No, I'm sorry. That's a Tundra. That's a Tundra. These ones got to deal with Toyota and Honda? Holy smokes. Do they have any regular cars? All the times you acting a fool out on the road. Right next to you. Cops. You don't even know it. That looks like a Honda. Is the car stolen? I don't know. They just said it was burglary suspects. Hey, there's Wiener Schnitzel. Gotta love Wien, baby. Gotta love it, man. My Wiener Schnitzel. Drop at.
Wiener Schnitzel. Dirt fun since 61.
That's it. Dirt fun since 61. Good old Wiener Schnitzel. 4 in the clown car. There's 4 clowns in that circus act. Well, they certainly wouldn't be at work. Busy doing their job. All right, they're conducting additional call-outs to make sure there isn't one more cockroach up in there. Come on, get up out of here, boy. Get in here. Oh, look, their plate's almost falling off. Almost lost the plate during the chase. There they go. Oh, it's a Hyundai. Could be stolen. Who knows? You know they steal the Hyundais and the Kias pretty often nowadays. I think they might steal those more than Dodges now. Dodges are definitely up there, but I want to say the Kia is still the most stolen car now. One in the trunk? Could be. They'll check it out. Oh, they already checked it. The shot was so tight we just didn't see it. Look how high up they are. You can see the shadow of the chopper. There it is. See, because they're only up at like 800 feet. The sheriff helicopter right there. Code 4. You can take off. All right, there they go. Well, that was a little fun. You guys wanted to chase? You got to chase. Shout out to the air unit there. And the sheriff for taking care of that issue. All right, let's do this.
Being time and time again.
We'll wait for a sec. We'll let them leave, and then we'll go. Thought we already saw him. He was dead. Maybe not. Hyundai parts? Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The Hyundais get stolen a lot now, too. Your Hyundai got stolen out of the Luxo parking lot garage last November? Dang, Brock, that sucks. In their own parking lot. Jeez Louise. Yeah. That's crazy. It wasn't less than a 1-minute chase. That's how it is when I get over top. One's in the glove. All right.
The LAPD. We also ask for all of you to use your discretionary funds to ensure that this year, for the upcoming fiscal year, that on this budget you're putting your values. You're not just calling yourself an ally, but you're actually ensuring that there is a line item to ensure that the lives of trans, gender expansive, and intersex people are being included through the TGIW initiative. Thank you.
All right, we're back.
Next speaker.
I'd like to call up more names. Kirsten Peterson. Byron.
Buxton?
Alma Ramirez.
Is Byron Buxton there?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Comentario público. General.
General public comment.
One minute. Go ahead.
Tiene un minuto, adelante.
Mi nombre es Andrés Salazar y vengo a decirles, salven los centros
Not
jornaleros.
to mention, it's cold.
My name is Andres Salazar,
The
and I'm here
temperature
to
of that
tell
water for you, you'll probably, before the
day
shark
worker
gets you, you'll freeze.
Los
You'll go into shock.
centros
I don't think
jornaleros
you'll
han
make
sido
it.
un espacio histórico de encuentro y comunidad.
Day worker centers have been historically places where we
What's the current
get
pushing
together
you?
and we form community.
Better be a really
donde
good
los
swimmer.
trabajadores y trabajadoras
And in great
han sido
shape.
capacitados
Where male and female workers have been received training,
tanto en sus derechos laborales como en aportes a la comunidad.
they have been trained on labor rights and their contributions to our communities.
En este momento, después de los incendios forestales, los trabajadores han sido útiles en la reconstrucción de la ciudad.
At this time, after the wildfires,
wise guy.
these workers have been useful when it comes to the reconstruction of the city.
Entonces venimos a pedir que los centros jornaleros sigan abiertos para que pueda seguir su misión de formación y de defensa de los derechos laborales.
And we're here to ask you for these day worker
Hypothermia, for
centers
sure,
to
so.
remain open so they can continue to
And that sets
fulfill
in
their
just a few
mission
minutes.
of educating and
Dude, that
supporting,
even
laborers
unabated,
with
that
their
fucking that swim would
Agradecemos
gotta take
también
you an hour. At
entre
least.
todos los centros, la unión que se ha visto entre trabajadores de Los Ángeles.
We thank all the centers also because we've seen a great union between all the
Union?
workers in LA.
Gracias.
Thank you.
I'm a part of this union.
Next speaker.
Oh,
Can you
you
make sure
audit
that
LA.
handheld mic is live?
I mean, I could talk loud if you need me to. Okay.
We can hear you. Which items would you like to speak to? And good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to run it through the randomizer, so we will know momentarily. But put me as all items and the non-agenda public comment.
So you have 3 minutes
And
for
you
the
are
items
an
and 1 minute for
apology,
general.
Grote.
Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Yes, let's start off with the sanitation, transferring money to the city attorney. Just to be honest, that sounds like dirty money to me.
Yep.
Okay. Now with the alcohol one, the license at the beginning, I'm gonna say no unless it's like, I don't mind like a restaurant, they need a liquor license to go along with dinner. But really in Los Angeles, we really do have a lot of access to both alcohol, cannabis, and illegal drugs. So we don't really need to have like liquor stores and all this stuff. We have a lot. And, so I said no to that. As far as lighting up City Hall, I mean, I love the concept. I love the idea. So I say go for it because at least there will be some lighting in the city. Somewhere will be lit up at least because it's certainly not in the valley. And the housing one, boy, all that fraud. Thank you to Henry for breaking all that down. That was very interesting. But when it comes to all the housing, like, yeah, we need to build housing. I guess. I mean, but although we did spend, what was it, $12.5 trillion on Inside Safe, right? And we housed, I think, 5 people. So I guess, I don't know. I mean, don't we have enough housing? I guess not. The other one is the grants. Yeah, I love grants. That's less, especially since the CAO said we don't have to do matching funds. I love the idea of getting money that we don't have to keep dwindling our budget from $1 billion in a hole to $2 billion in a hole. That'd be great. So I say yes, get all the grants that you can get. I don't even know what else is on here. I guess we just continue talking about the housing grants and all that stuff because there's a few of those.
They want social housing, Cass.
Yeah, the housing thing's a mess. Like, what I wish you guys would do.
They want free housing.
Put housing, like we're losing our communities. I know we need housing, but we're also losing our communities. So, there's United Neighbors has a thing where they said that there's enough commercial space where you could build all the housing you need on commercial space. So we can keep our cute little communities, that we love. And shout out to Smoke and Scan. I'm just going to run out the clock. I mean, I forget what else is open or not open. They mentioned the wage one that you're going to be voting on tomorrow. I don't know. Is that open or not open?
It's tomorrow, actually. So that's why they've been
that
speaking
is?
during
Okay,
general.
so I'll save my comments about slave wages at Scientology for tomorrow then. Okay, fair enough. We'll do that. And then I guess there's the conduct, is can you talk about conduct? Like I hope Mr. Hugo is telling Mr. Nazarian to...
You're welcome to speak to this during general if you'd like.
Okay, well, we're almost there. We'll just count down. Hey, Smoke and Scan, by the way. And we want info on that randomizer. My randomizer.
Okay, not on top of it.
There we
You're
go.
on general public comment.
So, Mr. Hugo, please tell Mr. Nazarian that, because he has a Scientology in his area too, that he wants to make sure that you do what you need to do, right? So you don't have to keep hearing from me, because I know I drive you nuts. But I think you did a little bit of good, Mr. Hugo, because you know what? They're still getting these permits in spite of violating everybody's rights, including my rights. But they're only for 2 days a week instead of the whole entire week. But, but if they violate it one more time, it's just going to be another lawsuit for the city. But see, he doesn't care because he can't even listen, right? The city attorney listens. I give, Grote, Mr. Grote, I give you credit. You listen, like really listen. Everyone else, no one else listens. Mr. Nazarian used to be really good, but I noticed when Mr. McCosker isn't here, he's not as good because, Hugo gets him off track. Bob's listening. I like that Bob listens. Thank you, Bob. Shout out to Bob. Who else is not? Miss Padilla's not listening. She's slipping. Miss Hernandez, you swore to me. You promised me that you listen to me. You are listening? Okay. It's hard to listen and talk. Okay. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Shout out to Audit Ole. Thank you for the shout outs. Thank you, Audit.
Okay, I'm the diamond piece of Trans Latina.
Good
I had
morning.
to thank Miss Hunt, also Miss Hernandez.
Speaker, which
and
items
Hugo.
would you like to speak
They
to?
have been so supported in our community because our community, we have so many deaths. I am the grandmother
That's
of
his last
all
name.
the transgender community.
Diane.
I'm going to be 84 in July. Still here. I was here when Ladies Her Java. Thank God. I'm wearing the ladies' pin with honor, Miss Holly Mitchell. I need a pin from you over there.
represented by the
I really
people
do,
here.
and Miss Hunt, because I wear them with honor when they doing things that are supposed to be done. I was here with the Liz Taylor Foundation many years when Mr. Mel Bradley. I've been doing this for years, and I'm always will fight for our community because our community always need help, safe places to keep people because our young ladies are being killed, murdered by discrimination, and they're being taken their genders. My gender can be taken away, but my dignity stays with me always because I am Miss Loretta Lorraine. I'm a diamond piece, and I love you all.
I'm a diamond piece.
I'd like to call up more names. Bob Turner, Roma, Arthur Dixon.
All right,
Good
this
morning.
guy's,
Which
this guy's
items would
pretty
you like
awesome
to
too.
speak
Remember,
to?
guys, under over 5 today. Under over 5 for the on him. He's coming up soon. There he is.
First to the
in the back
oil
coming
issue,
up.
and then the 2 and 3 on the homeless, and then public comment.
Oh, okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Just for clarification, item number 2 are for
Yeah, we got 6 shout outs today.
multifamily housing. So go ahead. You have 3 minutes for the items and
Thank
1
you to
minute for
everybody who
general.
gave us a shout out.
On the oil, LA is one of the only cities in the world that has oil wells in the middle of the city.
And we
We
still
have a
pay the
smog
most.
Can you
problem.
pause this time? So the
And we
oil
still
item
pay
is
the
item
most.
number 8. It is not, my understanding is not open for public comment. You
Okay,
can
so
speak
I'll
to
just
it
go to
during
the other 2 and
general
3.
if you'd like, but okay. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes for those items because those you said 2 and 3, and then 1 minute for general. You can speak to the oil item during general if you'd like. Go ahead.
Wasted another
Well, as
minute.
typical, as we found out on the free speech issue, you guys are absolutely ignorant of the law. I saw one of these
They're just absolutely ignorant.
so-called city council people who have no business being there because they're so ignorant of the law, question about what the requirements are for bonds. So in my presentation this time on the law in here is a copy from the page of the state on the requirements for bonds, and the man was not lying. Mr. City Attorney, did we not just nail you on a major issue? And here you are, putting up $140 million in non-voter approved bonds with no attachment to show where you're paying for them. After you use COVID funds on this Soto $60 million thing that costs $600,000 per unit, when I gave 6 to 7 years ago a bid to the county, which you received because you're a part of the Joint Powers Authority, for $35,000 from Giant Containers. Recently, I went up because of the article on Soto's unit for $600,000 to Giant Containers, and I see that same project at Giant Containers. Now, the question is, did you split that extra money with Giant Containers, or did you put it all in your own pockets? Are you people so stupid and weak and ignorant and corrupt that you can't find out what you can buy housing for?
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
container homes cost about
General public
$70,000. Okay, so now I'm the public comment, huh? Oh, I got another minute. That's right. Okay, I get to keep going on that one, yeah.
All right, hold
Okay.
this time for a second. So you are now in general public comment. You were given 2 minutes for
Okay,
the
I'm
items
on
you
general.
requested.
Okay, give me back
Go
my
ahead.
full time on general public comments that you're commenting, so give me back the full minute.
Hold on. I paused your time when I was speaking, so you will get the remainder of your 49 seconds.
I want
Go
to
ahead.
see it before I start. I don't trust you because you're a crook. We busted you, fool. We're going after your bar license. You idiot. How'd you pass the bar? Because the bar's so crooked in this country. Go read Law 360. You ever heard of that? CCAP? Justicia? I do it every day. You never look at it.
Smoke.
You didn't give me back my time. Did you? You're trying to take my life, fools. And you say that's not elder abuse? I need a kidney taken out, and I got a serious lung infection that you gave me for 6 years untreated. And I have no doctors and no medication because of you! So if I die, I hope I die here speaking in front of
Speaker,
you
your
fools
time
who
has
go down on
expired.
murder.
Next speaker.
I love him.
So, this is your first and only formal warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting. We need to move on
Colonel
to the next
Sanders,
speaker.
everybody.
If you have something to hand
Colonel
to the sergeants to
Sanders.
be distributed, please feel free to give it to the sergeants. Thank you.
Shout out to the Colonel, man.
Still finger licking good.
The Colonel! I'll call up more names. Maria Torres, Emma Silber, Andrew Graebner.
Under over 5. Under over 5.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak
Buenos
to?
días, mi nombre es María Torres, necesito traducción.
Good morning, my name is Maria Torres and I need translation.
Es comentario público.
This is general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Tiene un minuto, adelante.
Gracias. Trabajo para Fly and Food desde hace 9 años
I've been working for Flyer Foods since 9 years ago,
y nuestro sueldo en la compañía es de $20.73
and our salary in the company is $20.73.
y el sueldo olímpico a mí me serviría para ayudar a mi familia en mi país.
And the Olympic wage would help me to help my family in my country
Y también para pagar mi renta.
and to pay my rent.
Ayer hablaba con una compañera,
Yesterday I was talking to a colleague of mine.
es una madre soltera y tiene 2 niños.
She is a single mother and she has 2 children.
Ella estaba llorando porque la han sacado de su casa y ella está en un lugar y sus niños en otro lugar.
She was crying because she was evicted and she was in one place and her children were in another place.
Porque el sueldo que nosotros ganamos no alcanza para pagar renta y mantener la familia.
Because the wage that we earn is not enough to pay the rent and keep the family.
Y por eso estamos una vez más aquí pidiéndoles a cada uno de ustedes que se pongan la mano en el corazón, la mano en la conciencia y piensen en los trabajadores.
And that's why we are here, so that we can make you think about, and put your hand in your hearts so that you can think about us, the workers.
Y que el día de mañana su voto sea sí. Gracias.
So that tomorrow your vote may be yes. Thank you.
Are you telling me that the translator isn't translating well? Is that what you're saying? We need a new translator?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm here to speak in general public comment and thank all the council members for supporting items 7 and 8. My name is Emma Silber. I work at Physicians for Social Responsibility Los Angeles and also represent the Stand LA Coalition, Stand Together Against Neighborhood Drilling Los Angeles.
Because it's a
We'd like to
sanctuary
thank
city.
Councilmember Hernandez for putting forward these motions, for protecting frontline communities from the impacts of both active drilling and post-drilling communities. You know, it is important that unsafe and improper development near or on top of improperly plugged wells is addressed and that communities are able to be notified about ongoing emergencies, maintenance activities, and other issues at development near former oil sites. Additionally, I'd like to offer my support for item 8. You know, many frontline BIPOC communities are forced to live with contaminated brownfields in their neighborhoods, and I'd like to thank the council for continuing to address this issue. Thank you.
Contaminated brown fields? You mean oil fields?
Next speaker.
All right,
I'll call
remember,
up
under
more
over
names.
5. Here it is.
Nexter Street, Nicholas Gardner, Emma Silber.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
All right, starting off with item 16. Item 16 is related to establishing the Los Angeles Tourism Marketing District. That's not clear. Is this just related to advertising, or is this giving hotel owners like all kinds of extra governmental privileges pretty much and all this stuff? I mean, this seems like this is a lot. This is like every single hotel in the city. So that's just some interesting questions there with item 16. All right, so let's move on to items 20 and 21. So what is City Council doing for Croatian American community or the Hapa community?
Nothing.
Just curious about that. What are you doing to help them to make sure that they get more rights and more equality and equity and such? Because it's not really quite clear there. But I guess you're lighting up City Hall so that they can, well, who knows if you're actually helping them or anything. All right, so we hear a lot about how the Los Angeles Police Foundation funds like all kinds of stuff that the city can't afford or whatever. We're going to say, oh, this foundation's going to fund it. It's not the city. So that raises some interesting questions about item 23. Item 23 seeks to take $35,000 from the Street Furniture Fund and CD5 and give it to the Police Foundation. So you're giving city funds to the Police Foundation so they can ostensibly fund stuff that the city isn't funding, but actually you're funding it through this backdoor funding the Police Foundation. So stop giving money. And of course, the Police Foundation shouldn't give their funds from other places too. We should just stop giving money to the police here. But here you are, backdoor funding the Police Foundation, so it makes it look like that the city isn't funding their lavish parties and all this stuff, and their equipment, all this stuff the Police Foundation funds. But actually, you're giving money to the Police Foundation here. So there's a lot of corruption going on with that. We have item 24, which is lighting up City Hall for Cinco de Mayo. So, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo?
There's a lot of questions.
Next year?
You're not doing much. What all you're doing for the Latino community? That's an interesting question. Okay, so let's move on to.
Why would we do that now?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all love this here, Marquise, Bloom, and Bob, all the presiding officers, how you don't have to lift a single finger anymore here. You're just forcing the clerk, who you're probably not paying any extra for all this new responsibility of reading off names for public comment, instead of the presiding officer doing it themselves like they're supposed to. So you got the clerk reading off names, you got the city attorney running public comment, you've got, But isn't it the presiding officer's job to read off the names and to know what we signed up for and to run public comment here? So hopefully the clerk's being paid extra for all this extra responsibility that's being dumped on the city clerk here over the last few months. You all need to pay attention to public comment and fuck the budget. Reject the budget.
Oh, only once. The unders win.
Next speaker.
What's up, Pete?
I'd
Good
like
to
to
see
call
you.
out more names. Tiana Wakeman, Chi Navarro,
I'm gonna have to lower
Armando Munoz.
because I think he's been watching the show.
Good morning. Which
Be
items
watching
would you like
us,
to
dog.
speak to?
It's for general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
He sees
Hi, my
what
name
we
is
do.
Nicholas Gardner. I'm the chapter chair of the Sunrise Movement Los Angeles, and just want to share our
Change
appreciation
strategy.
to the entire council for approving items 7 and 8. This is a big step forward in addressing the issue of toxic pollution in Los Angeles, which affects every single resident of this city and every single resident of this region. You, of course, especially want to thank council members Hernandez, Bacosker, and Blumenfield for introducing these items. And additionally, would like to express the solidarity of our movement and of our organization with the tourism workers, the airport workers, and all workers across the city as they fight for dignity, respect, and a living wage. We urge you to please vote yes when that item comes to council tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he can barely breathe, and he's a thin dude, like thin, in shape, somewhat. And he's just standing there, and he's
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Just a general public comment.
Can't breathe.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Armando Munoz. I'm a proud member of USWW, SCIU. Wow, 2 years. It's been 2 years since we be coming here. Tomorrow is going to be a historic day. Thousands of us have worked hard for this day. We have missed work, skipped doctor appointments, used our savings to cover the days that we missed to come to City Council so you can hear our stories. Tomorrow you are going to decide if you stand with the people of Los Angeles or if you stand with corporate greed.
Should have just stayed at work.
We are going to count on your vote, and your vote is going to define who you are. So please stand with us and vote yes for the living wage ordinance. Thank you.
But they don't realize that everything's going to go up anyway,
would you like
so
to speak to?
them getting their money is like nothing.
General public comment.
Okay, so you have
Like
1
they
minute.
got
Go
no
ahead.
raise.
Hi everyone, my name is Chichi Navarro. I am a transgender, gender expansive Angelino, and the child of Mexican immigrants. I'm here today to urge you to fully realize the promise of LA is for everyone by making meaningful investments in all of our communities, especially transgender, gender expansive, and intersex Angelinos. The LA for All campaign stands for diversity, belonging, and inclusion, and calls on us to speak out against of hate and protect
flicking
every
me off
resident.
right now. You can
But
see
these
him.
values must be matched by action. Just last month, Sabrina de la Peña, a 61-year-old Salvadoran immigrant and longtime business owner in MacArthur Park, endured a horrific series of transphobic attacks at her store. Over 2 weeks, Sabrina was sexually assaulted, beaten with a skateboard, pepper sprayed, and threatened with death by multiple
Diamond's
assailants
mad at Mr.
because she is
Herman.
a transgender woman and a migrant. Despite her repeated pleas for help, the LAPD's response was slow and ineffective, leaving Sabrina vulnerable to continued violence. Meanwhile, crime and homelessness in Los Angeles is both down, yet we keep funding LAPD instead of investing in investments for the community to help us out where it's needed. Thank you.
Look, she's coming over to talk shit to him. Look, the Diamond.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi,
Oh,
general
she
public
hates
comment,
Herman.
please.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Look
Hello,
at her.
my name is Tiana
This chick right here.
Shawwickman, and I serve as the Environmental Justice Program Director with Black Women for Wellness.
Talking to
We
the
are a
cops
human
about
rights,
Herman.
reproductive justice organization committed to supporting the health and well-being of Black women and girls. I am also here with Stand Together Against Neighborhood Drilling LA, a racial and environmental justice coalition
the
of
diamond
community-based
piece.
organizations fighting with and for Angelinos on the front lines of neighborhood oil drilling. I'll be brief. I just want to thank the council for approving items 7 and 8, as both are extremely vital for the health of families.
Congrats,
Thank you for your
Sam.
time and have a
Enjoy.
great rest of your day.
Take a nice bong rip. It's nothing. Remember, you can only take the first bong
Good
rip
morning.
one
Which
time.
items would you like to speak to?
Enjoy the
Good morning.
first.
It's going to be general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1
Maybe a
minute. Go
nice
ahead.
little snapper.
My name is
Instead of a
Lisandro
bong.
Presa. I work at
Instead of a
LAX, and I'm a member of Unite Here Local 11. For over 2 years, I've been showing up here, missing work, pleading with you not to delay the Olympic wage. I am pleading for you to vote yes tomorrow. I'm struggling to pay for my medications. We need this raise. People are struggling to feed their families and afford rent. Please vote yes, no delays. Thank you.
She's talking to, oh, look, she's trying to get Herman in trouble, talking to all the cops.
Is that the last public comment?
That would be the last speaker.
Okay, so public comment is now closed. What's next?
And Mr. President, so because item 16 is the creation of a new tourism district, I recommend that we exhaust public comment on item 16. So if you are here to speak on item number 16, but have not yet had the opportunity to speak, please feel free to line up
See,
on
they
the
should be allowed
left-hand
to
side of
speak on
council chambers.
16 too.
Again, this is
Not fair.
only for item number 16. It is not for general public comment,
Why do we
and
gotta
it is
pick and
not for any of
choose?
the other items. So if you are here for item 16, the creation of a new tourism district, please feel free to line up on the left-hand side of council
See how the
chambers. I see
commies do it?
at least one speaker lined up.
See how they do that?
Okay, who's the next speaker? Come forward if
That's
you're here
Susan
on item 16.
Rocha. She's going to tell us about the church playing that loud
Okay,
music and
is there
bothering
anyone
her.
lined up for item 16? Come to the left side of the chambers, house left, stage right.
Sergeants, can we confirm, is the gentleman walking up, is he here for item 16?
Look at this clown show. Just
This
you
only
already
applies
could
to
have
folks
had
who have
somebody.
not spoken already.
You already wasted a minute. Not to mention the minutes you wasted telling us
You
not
can
to
come
listen
speak
to
on
other
item
people.
16. That's the only thing open at this moment.
He already spoke.
Speaker, you've already spoken, so
Yeah.
this is not your opportunity to speak. You were already given your full time. So I'm not seeing anyone else come up for item 16, so
See
I
how these
believe we
commies
have
do it?
exhausted. Are you here, Ms. Rocha, are you here for item 16?
Yes,
You can come speak to item 16, but you cannot yell out. If you wish to speak to item 16, come to the microphone right now, and you, Ms. Rocha, you will have a chance to speak
Here-
to item 16.
You come here now
If you
and
do not
you
wish to
speak
speak to item
on
16,
what I say you speak on.
that you do not need to come up to the
You hear
microphone.
that? Boy.
It's one item, it's item
Communists.
16. I believe you're the last one here to speak on that item.
Fucking
So go
Nazis.
ahead for 1 minute on item
You
16.
do as I say.
You didn't call me.
And
Show me
before
your
you
paper.
We
begin,
understand we didn't call you. There was a time
Good
limit.
try,
That
Santiza.
limit is passed.
But you
This
didn't
happens.
call me, though.
Please don't repeat yourself.
I
We
didn't
heard you.
speak.
We heard you. You have 1 minute to speak to item 16. That is the only thing afforded to you at this moment. Time for general public comment and for people who did not get called is over. We do not have unlimited time. We have met for an hour, and that's it. You have a chance to speak on item 16. Do you wish to speak to item 16?
Okay, what's item 16?
Okay, then you do not wish to speak to it. So
You didn't call me. You know what? I don't
Okay.
get
Ms.
down here
Rocha,
very
we
often.
need to move on.
need. That's it. Well, is there any other speakers for item 16?
Blame the randomizer.
Okay, you
ma'am.
do not wish to speak to item 16. Then public comment is closed. Thank you. We'll now move on to the
So
rest
we
of the meeting.
wasted 5 minutes when two people
Okay,
could
what's
have
next?
spoke for
Mr.
1
President,
minute
the
on the
council
item.
may now vote on items
Well, we could have
16,
got that done in 2
17,
minutes.
19 through 22, 24 through 26,
Huh.
and 28 through 30.
Okay, those items are before us. Any members wish to speak to those
Ridiculous.
items?
And you wouldn't look like the
Seeing no
communist that
members
you
on the
are.
queue, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tally the votes.
You'd keep up your facade.
14 eyes.
Okay.
Mr.
those
President,
measures-
there's a request to send items 16, 26, and 30 forthwith.
Okay, without objection, the forthwith is ordered. Next.
The council may now consider item
Yes,
1,
they
called
are
special by
clowns.
Councilmember Jurado, for
I call it
which
the
motion
Clowncil
Jurado
meeting.
Bloomfield has been introduced to grant the public convenience or necessity application.
It's not a council.
Okay,
It's a
that item is
clown.
before us. Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the roll.
I don't know where Spindler's at.
Close the roll.
I
Tally the
haven't
votes.
seen him in a few, maybe he's
14 eyes.
sick.
Great.
I don't know.
That measure is approved.
Hopefully not.
Next item.
Hopefully he's
The council may now
vacationing
consider item 18,
in-
called
in
special by Councilmember
Barbados.
Jurado, for which motion Jurado Bloomfield has been introduced
Or he's
to
in
notify of the
Cannes
item.
at the
That
film
item is
festival.
before us.
Who knows?
Seeing no speakers on the queue,
Never
let's
know.
open the roll.
Could be in the south of France right
Close
now.
the roll. Tally the votes.
14 eyes.
Just living in the lap of
What's
luxury on
The
his
council may now vote on
Lamborghini
item
yacht.
23, called special by Councilmember Hernandez, for a separate vote.
You never
Item
know.
23 is before us. Seeing no speakers on the queue, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tally the votes.
11 eyes, 3 no.
Okay, that measure is
I see
adopted.
2 no's. I don't
Next
know.
item.
Well, maybe they're-
The council may now consider item 27, called special by
What's up, LA?
Councilmember Hutt, for which motion Hutt Hernandez Bloomfield has been introduced to adopt the Los Angeles Housing Department report.
Okay, that item is now before us. Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the
What's
roll.
up, double M boy?
Close the roll. Tally the votes.
14 eyes.
Okay, that's approved. Next measure.
The council may now consider items
When's
2
my
and
next
3,
card
called
live?
special
I
by
don't know.
Councilmember Price
I
for
don't know.
recusal.
Haven't planned on it.
Okay, Mr. Price will.
We opened a lot
please exit
already.
Chambers briefly.
Want to
Once
give it a
Mr.
little
Price
rest.
Mr. Price is now off the board, so we will consider that item.
I got to figure out how to get
Seeing
into
no
the other
members on the
account.
queue. Any members wish to speak? Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tally the votes.
13 eyes.
Okay, those measures are adopted. What's next?
Mr. President, the council has motions for posting and referral.
Posted and referred.
They are without objection. They are posted and referred.
The desk is clear, sir.
Wonderful. Colleagues, are there any announcements?
Yeah, you're all tools.
Looking to my left and my right for announcements.
I'd like to announce you're all
Announcements.
communists.
Okay, then we
Communist
will move on
assholes.
to adjourning motions. If I could ask everybody in the chamber to rise for adjourning motions.
I don't care who you're going to suck the dick of. Got old Grady out here. Brought his pals in. Damn, she's still in there. Audit's still up in there. Well, yeah, guys, we'll pull the ripcord here to save most of your day. We will be live tonight. Trust me, you're not missing anything. All you're missing is some knee bending and some ball holding, some dick touching, some pee-pee touches. That's all you're missing here. They're going to tell you how awesome their friend is, and here's a little award for them that they didn't pay for, that they keep giving out even though we're $1 billion in debt. So we just keep wasting money on all this frivolous shit. Squandering this. There was Nate Holden. I remember Nate. All right. I think that's Nate Holden. Pretty sure. So yeah, we will be live tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully you can join us. If not, I understand. I don't know other than that what to say. Other than thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the likes, the love, the thumbs ups. They work and they are free. Appreciate all the donos as well, of course. You know that. Sorry Stinks didn't show up. I guess he didn't feel the need to come hang out. But hopefully he'll come hang out with us tonight. But and so will you. But other than that, I guess that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys at 8 tonight. Bye.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going home.